Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be working on clue number 7 for our Cotton Cuts Wild West Puzzle Mystery Quilt. I am Team Dusty Rose. I am doing the small quilt, so I just want to show you all the pieces that I have, and y'all, what I'm about to show you, this is my new favorite thing in my sewing room. This right here is all the pieces for clue number 7. And y'all see, I love this board. I can't recall the name of it off the top of my head, but I will have it linked down in the description for you all. This thing is a lifesaver, especially for this clue, because I can see that almost everything I have is half square triangles, and I have my clue here, and this is what we are doing today. We are going to be making 2 of those, I don't know what to call it, runners. We're going to be making 2 of those anyway. But what I'm going to do is get my pieces here, and I am just going to get started on my half square triangles. And I'm not even looking at the instructions because I know all of these are half square triangles. This may be the fastest clue that we have ever done. So what I'm going to do is just keep grabbing my half square triangles off my board over here. I'm not going to cut them or anything. We're just going to keep on going with them. So I'm hoping you guys are having a fabulous, y'all see this Sunday morning. So I'm hoping y'all are having a fabulous Sunday morning. Now I know most of you won't see this until after lunchtime, which this is pre-recorded, which is fine. I won't see it until after lunchtime. But I wanted to give those of you that are at home and doing some sewing a little something to sew with. I'm pretty certain this is going to be one of our quick, easy blocks. Every now and then we get some that are so quick and so easy that it's almost hard to believe. And that's okay. Some days we need sewing days like that. But I tell y'all, it is Saturday for me. It's Saturday morning. And normally my sister and I are headed out for breakfast. She did call this morning. And I really didn't feel like breakfast this morning. I feel like I need to be cleaning my house, which I will be doing a little bit after I finish sewing this. We got our clue yesterday, and I was like, I saw Sean's, and I'm like, man, I got to get mine done. Sorry about that. My husband interrupted me. But I saw Sean's yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday evening maybe I saw it. It could have been this morning that I saw it. It's no telling because it was after midnight before I was in bed. I didn't realize it was that late. I guess that long nap I took yesterday just kind of gave me the extra energy to stay up. But right now it's, of course, I was too late getting up to see Sean's live this morning. Saturday mornings is really hard for me to get up before 7 o'clock because I do stay up late on Friday nights most of the time sewing because I've probably taken a nap on a Friday. And I do that because that's my first day that I don't have to work. And I still, my internal clock is still getting me up at 4:30 in the morning. But Saturday, I'm kind of out of that because I do stay up really late on Friday nights. When I stay up late like that, I just want to sleep a little later in the mornings. And my poor husband, I told him I would cook breakfast, but I don't feel like going in the kitchen right now. But he's going to do some work on well, he's not doing work. He's retrieving a hot water heater that we put in a trailer for my daughter, my oldest daughter, when she lived there. I don't think I've ever discussed the situation with that because we've never discussed it really, but my daughter and her fiance at the time had bought a little trailer while she was still in pharmacy school. Come to find out, the boyfriend or it's hard for me to call him fiance. The fiance got the house in his name only, but yet my daughter is the one that put the down payment. She was in school and worked 2 jobs. And he wasn't in school and was lucky if he could hold down 1 job. And I know everyone wants the best for their children. I understand that. I do too. I want the best for my children. And it's hard, they always say don't judge people, Well, I judge by the fruit that they bear. And if he bore any fruit, it was rotten. And I try to be nice and I try to understand. Sometimes people just have a hard start to life. But I've come to terms with, sometimes I have to quit being so soft-hearted towards people. And there comes a point in a person's life from child to adult. Yes, as a child, you cannot help your situation. But as an adult, you should become the victor instead of the victim. Don't live in the victim mentality. And that's what he did. He lived in the victim mentality. And that is very hard for me to stomach, is the victim mentality. Because, you have everyone has the same opportunities. It's just, do you have the willpower and now ability does have something to do with it. If you have limited physical abilities or limited mental abilities even, that could play a role in some of it. But anyway, the situation was the house ended up in his name only, even though my daughter's the only one that ever made a house payment. Well, he moved out Christmas over a year ago. And she's been living in the house, paying all the bills. Now, I forget to tell you, he moved in his best friend and his best friend's mother in the process of all of this. And before that, he had moved in his little sister and her best friend. So, my daughter was the one paying all the bills for all these people. They weren't helping. Nobody has ever helped her. And now, with him moving out, she's met a nice young man, and they have since purchased, well, I think she's purchased a house, not him. The house that they're both living in, they've been dating almost a year now. And I know this day and age, kids don't believe in doing it how we believe in doing it. And, I think that comes with age and maturity. But they've moved in together, and you know, me being the mama, I don't like that, but I have to let them be adults and let them live their lives however they see fit. And but now, anyway, long story short, my husband's going to get the hot water heater out of the other house because they had so many things going bad, and the boy, you know, my daughter was working just to keep the lights on and, you know, keep them fed with all these other people in the house. And the hot water heater had gone out, and my daughter didn't want to tell us this. But when we found out, my husband went and bought a hot water heater and put it in the house so they'd at least have hot water. And so, you know, being that the house is not in her name, we're taking the stuff out of it that we put in it. Because we put a lot of stuff in that house. Okay, guys. So what I'm going to do, as I sew them together and press them, I'm going to put them back on my board. In the way they should be. That's what I'm saying. This board, y'all, it is amazing. And I just press. I'm not ironing it because I don't want... Now, I do push out when I do that because I don't want to stretch my fabrics, but I do want a good crease there. So what I'm doing is I have my instructions here, and I have my color guide here, my fabric guide. And when I press it, I'm looking at the letters so I know which one's going to be on the top and which one's going to be on the bottom of the half square triangle. So I know I'm pressing it to the correct direction. That one there was supposed to press to the F, and I pressed it the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Let me bring you guys back once I get this pressed, because as soon as I keep talking, I'm going to keep pressing wrong. Okay, I think I have those sorted out now. So, anyway. Oh, goodness. I've got to do 4 of these like this. So, what he's doing is just trying to recoup some of, you know, we don't want to put money into something he's going to do. And honestly, we don't know that he's even had that hot water heater hauled off, the old one. So, it can stay there. He can deal with that. And I know that's petty, but we're probably fixing to need a new hot water heater. We've been having, I would rather just go to that single little unit thing that hangs on the wall that when the water comes through it, it heats it, and it's not a huge waste of electricity or water, you know. But those things are kind of expensive, I think. I don't know. I don't price things like that. I let my husband handle things like that. That's in his realm of possibilities, not mine. Yeah, these are going pretty quick, pretty quick. And let's see what's been going on. Okay. I had a funny movie come across my, I don't know what it was on. It might have been YouTube. It might have been Facebook. It might have been something. But there was a movie released on Prime Video yesterday. It's called You Are Cordially Invited. It has Leanne Morgan in it. If y'all don't know who Leanne Morgan is, she is a comedian, fabulous comedian. She is from down south, very strong Southern. I don't talk as thick as she does. She's got a very strong Southern drawl. So we got our 4 there. So now these 4 we press to the B. Okay, so I'm talking myself through all of this. Okay. But it was her, Will Ferrell, Reese Witherspoon, Nick Jonas. It's a funny movie. And I mean, there were some parts in it that I thought were kind of cringy, but it worked. It was funny. It worked. Now, granted, my funny may not be the same as somebody else's funny, but I'm not a horror movie person. So I like rom-coms, you know, I love those. I'm a Hallmark movie type of gal. You know, I like Hallmark movies. I like positive vibe movies. I like comedy. But some of the comedy now is just kind of questionable. But this was pretty, I mean, it wasn't bad. I don't even remember if there was language in it. It might have been some language in it. But I even try not to watch movies that have that in there because, you know, some of it is very distasteful. But unfortunately, that is the world we live in today. But anyway, it was a cute movie. It was very, very cute. And I watched an interview with Leanne Morgan in it. And I think Jimmy Kimmel. And it was very cute. She is such a sweetheart, y'all. And I don't know, maybe I'm that way because, you know, I am a Southern girl by birth. And in heart too. I could never, you know, you can't take the South out of me. I'm not going to say I couldn't live somewhere else because I dream of living in Alaska all the time. But then I start thinking, how would I survive the winters in Alaska? That might be pretty difficult. But I love cold weather. And I think it's because we don't get it really a lot. We don't get cold weather like a lot of places do. So I guess, you know, the kind of cold weather we get, I love. I don't know if I would love Alaska cold weather. Now, my husband works out in it, and he's like, you wouldn't love it. You wouldn't love it. So, I don't know if I would like Alaska or not. I love the scenery, the beauty of the place. I really love it, that. Maybe I could have a summer home in Alaska and a winter home in Louisiana. Maybe that's what I could do. Wait, I didn't finish pressing everything. Oh, I'm just going on and getting these two sewed together. I should go on and get my other top two sewed together. Yeah, I'm not doing this in any particular order. I mean, I'm on step 4 right now. And I haven't even done, like, step 2. Which I'm going to go on and do that now. It helps to have all of this on this board over here. Because it kind of lets me know what's next. Even though I am doing it out of order, I kind of know what needs to be put together. Now I need to, after I get this one done, I need to press the other one. So y'all, don't follow anything I'm doing. I'm just sewing today. I'm just sewing. So now I'm on my D and B pieces. These are my D and B pieces. I've got cream on one side, which is the D color, and I'm pressing to the B. But this weekend, now this morning when I woke up, it was 40-something degrees. That's not really cold, but for us, it's cool enough to have to put a little jacket on. And I'm doing 2 of these. But I'm hoping, since my husband is in, if he's pulling that hot water heater today, that maybe I can get him to carry some boxes out to the shed. That would help me out greatly, especially in my kitchen. I have jars, boxes, cases and cases of jars still in my kitchen from canning, which I know canning is about to kick back up again. I should be going through my freezer and canning up anything I have in my freezer. But the things in my freezer is meat, and I don't want to can the meat. I did get a pork loin out yesterday to thaw. I guess today's going to be our pork day because I took some bacon out of the freezer too to thaw for today. But I'll cook that and eat on that all week. Okay, so we've got those 2. So now it's time for me to press all of these and put them back up on my board because I've got to start assembling the long pieces. So I'll be right back in a moment. Guys, I had to read my instructions a little bit. I still have some assembling to do before I start that part. I've got this done. So by my understanding, I need to do 4. I did 4 of these, and now I'll put 2 of these together, which will be 2 of these. So I've got to press that all out. But I do plan on doing some more sewing today. I have a project that I've wanted to do for about a month now, and I am going to do it today, hoping I do it today. I've got a lot of things I want to do today. I want to pull out some projects that are some quilt tops that need to be bound, and go on and bind those to get them out of my box. And I've got to make sure I'm pressing the correct direction. I don't think I did that one the right direction. I did. I did, y'all. I pressed it right. I don't know what I'm doing here. If y'all wonder, my nose is itching. I don't know what we've got going on here. But it is almost like I have got something I'm allergic to around here. I guess I could do these on either side and it'd be right. So after we do this, we need to put 2 of these together, which I'm going to go on and do now. And yeah, for the small clues, it normally takes me about an hour to an hour and a half to do one of the small clues, which it does the same for the large. I'm guessing it's probably just, you know, how complicated is it as to what it's going to do, you know, or how long it's going to take. And these are just half square triangles that we're putting together and trying to get that to go under that needle there. So at this point, I need to be cutting everything off as I do it and paying attention to what I should be doing. Because I'm not really paying attention to what I should be doing. I'm just sewing. That's all I want to do is sew. But anyway, I have a project that I wanted to do for a little while, and I'll bring you guys along. You'll see it next week or this upcoming week. It is a machine embroidery project, and I really want to get it done. Because, you know, it is Valentine's month, so I need to have it. And that was what was in the box, was Valentine projects. So I need to get that Valentine pillow done, and I am so excited to see what I can do out of this box. I did just get a notice that my my second box, my February box. The money was just paid on it. So that is very exciting. I have to see what I got going on here. I have to use one of these. And then one of these strips, I have to see how it's going. We have to put it on this direction. And then it looks like I will be putting another one on the other end of it, but we'll do this end first. We're just making 2 long strips. And now this is the Dusty Rose colorway. And I don't think I've used this much wait, I'm not using those yet. I don't think I've used this much of this dark color in anything. So this is going to be an interesting quilt, I think. I'm wondering if it's going to look like a wagon wheel, or because this is only I did the carnival. That one is done. And then the Tree of Life almost was like the carnival because it had circles. So this one being Wild West, I'm wondering if it is going to have like the circle kind of thing on it, like a wagon wheel. I've not yet laid any of the pieces out. Once I do them, I put them in their bag and put it back in the box that it come in, because I did pay for mine all at one time. So that means that I got all of my fabric at one time in its own little box. So yeah, if you don't know about Cotton Cuts, I do have their link down in the description below. You can check it out. You can pay monthly and receive your clue every month. I know here I decided against doing that because my first 1 or 2 I did that, and the mail was just not my friend. Because it's a little package and it's easy to get lost in the mail. And this way, I get all of my fabric up front. I know if it's all in there or not ahead of time if I want to check it. So far, I've never checked it, and so far, it's been okay. You know, I've not had anything that I missed. There may come a day that that's not the situation, but so far it's been really good for me to go on and pre-order. And when I get my clue in, you know, I can work it immediately. Like these clues came in Friday and it's Saturday, so I'm able to get right on to it and not let it sit and, I don't know what to call it, get stale in my box because I already have 2 block of the months that's doing that. And one of them is finished, so I should actually be able to put it, you know, do a finishing on it and have a quilt top, but that's not what has happened. It's still sitting over here in a box, of which I need to go on and get it out, cut all the fabrics, and once I cut all the fabrics, get it done. That may be something I can do when my machine is in for servicing, is be cutting that fabric. I don't know when my machine is going to go in for servicing. I'm still waiting on my local Bernina dealer. I'm waiting on them to you know, kind of get caught up. They had a little illness through their family, which slowed their business down because it is a family-owned business. And, you know, when things like that go through a family, it just shuts everything down for a little while. And so the servicing is behind a little bit. But she said it shouldn't take them more than a week and a half to 2 weeks to get it down to the 1 week servicing time, which, you know, I'm fine waiting. I'm not in dire need. I literally am just a little, probably like 1,500,000 stitches. I mean, I'm just over the 1,000,000 stitches. So I've got my, I guess that's my top row. Now I need to, oop, I didn't press out my bottom row. I need to see which way, oop, I see which way it needs to press. It needs to press to that big long strip. But the week that it's servicing, I may pull my brother out. I do have a brother, it's a quilting machine. It's not a fancy, it's a Walmart brother. So it's probably been refurbished, but you know what? My very first sewing machine that was mine, all mine, my husband bought me while we were dating. And it was a refurb that this was, now I'm going to tell y'all, this was back in 2008 that he bought this for me, and it still runs fine. I've never had it serviced. I do my own servicing on it because I know how to clean a sewing machine. I mean, it's not that difficult. But, okay, so now we are going to be attaching our 2 strips together. This is our bottom strip. And I am going to pin these together because these seams should nest. If they had all of the seams pressing the right way, and I pressed them the right way, they should nest. And yeah, there's only the one seam that has to nest. But that's good. That's good. That means I can't mess it up too bad, doesn't it? I got to make sure it's all going in the right direction, though. Because if I get this flipped going the wrong way, oh my goodness, that might mess up my thing here. So we are going to just get sewing here. Oh, those should nest too. I didn't realize them. Those are some corner pieces there that should nest. You definitely want those to nest. Okay, we got that started, and let's see what happens here. Making sure I do not hit another pin with my needle. That is not a good thing. Because then it'll start clicking and clacking, and it just means just change that needle. But I think this morning, I don't even know what time it is. It's probably about time for Donnell to be live. And like I said, it is Saturday, not, you know, when I'm sewing. It is Saturday morning. I love having a full Saturday that I get to sew. My daughter-in-law asked me yesterday if I was busy today, and I'm like, yep, I sure am. I'm busy. I do not want to be babysitting. I love my grandbabies, but plus I told her I was cleaning house, which is really what I should be doing instead of sewing. But y'all, I can go in and get my sewing out the way because I always want to do a little something. I don't feel like I've accomplished anything if I don't have anything done. And I don't know about y'all, but I grew up in the 80s. And we heard all the time, you can't go outside and play until you get your room clean, or you can't get up from the dinner table until your plate's empty. Hence, my plate is always empty. And I tried to get this done, so I'm not going out to play. This is my go out and play. Maybe this is my rebellious stage. I'm playing before working. But we heard those phrases all the time. So work is ingrained into our minds. So you're not going to find too many 80s kids that aren't hard workers. Now, I ain't going to say that you won't find any, because you will find some of every generation. Because my oldest was born in 96. And she's a very hard worker. My middle child, she was born in 99. She's a very hard worker. Now, my son, I think it's because he's my son. And I guess I could say he's a hard worker too. He's just had to grow into it. He's a hard worker outside of the home. He don't do housekeeping. That's not him. That never was him. Even growing up, that wasn't him. Even though he only had 2 jobs. Take the garbage out and clean the bathroom. Okay, so we've got those sewn. Let me get them pressed, and I will show you what they're looking like. Well, friends, I have both of my strips done now. This is what we have for clue number 7. So we are still just under an hour. So this was a very, very quick sew along. So let me see if I can get it closer to you there. I am thinking this quilt is going to turn out beautiful. I absolutely love these colors. They're my colors. This is my color wheel. The pinks, the burgundies, the blues, the tans, the greens that go with that. So I think this is going to be beautiful. So guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning for a quick little sew along. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Before you stroll out of here, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. If you have not yet, please click that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single thing that we have coming up. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.